So already we discussed one of the chapter in inorganic chemistry, that is isolation of elements. So today in this class, let us discuss a very important chapter. It is based on the physical chemistry. So and it is a second chapter, that is solutions. So the solutions. A solution is a second chapter and it is based on physical chemistry and is very important chapter for your CET, NEET and JEE exams. So you have to concentrate more on this chapter. It is very important chapter. So come to the first thing. What is solution? We come to know first of all we have to know that what is solution. So if you take any material, it is made up of two or more components, right? It is made up of what? Two or more components. So if the material that is made up of two or more components, so that we call as what? Mixtures. We call mixtures. A material is made up of two or more components, so that we call as a mixtures. So a mixtures, there are so many types of mixtures. We come to know that there are so many types of mixtures. So the formation of what? The formation of like a suspension will be formed, the formation of colloid will be formed, the formation of solution. So like that, so many types of identities we come across under the mixtures. So if you take the mixtures, there are two types. In the mixtures, there are so many identities we can recognize that the formation of suspensions, colloids, solutions. So like that, then also we call as an alloys. So these are all we call mixtures. A material made up of two or more components that we call as a mixtures, and then we come across these are all the identities we can easily recognize under the mixture. So if you take this, so in this a solution is a one type of a mixture. A solution is a one type of mixture. Yes. So if you take the solution, in the solution what happened here, as I told now, it is a material made up of two or more components, we call it as a mixture. If you take the solution, in the solution what happened, the one of the component is dissolved in the given component. So one of the component that dissolved in the component, we call it as a solute. So we call in this solution, if you take this, it is one of the mixture. And again, if you take the mixture, we come across there are two. That is what? Homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous. Homogeneous and heterogeneous mixtures. In the mixture we come to know that there are two, that is homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. So what is this homogeneous mixture? So if you take an example in homogeneous mixture, if you take a beaker is filled with water. If you take it is filled with water. So if you add a sugar for this or a salt for this, so here what happened, hence they are completely dissolved. Here in this homogeneous mixture, what happened in this homogeneous mixture? Here what are all the things you are going to add? That is, here I am going to add a sugar for the hence I am taking the water. Here the composition in the heterogeneous mixture, the composition and the properties in the homogeneous mixtures is always same throughout. It is always same, means it is uniform throughout. throughout it is uniform, hence there will be no change. If you take, for example, water and sugar. So if you take the heterogeneous mixture, in the heterogeneous, if you take the water and hence I am adding an oil for this. I am adding an oil for this. So what happened? Here in this heterogeneous mixture, what happened? In the composition and properties are, hence it will become different. It will change. Hence it is not same throughout the reaction. Here it will what happen? It will change. But if you come across the homogeneous mixture, so homogeneous mixture are the mixture where the composition and the properties are uniform throughout. There will be no changes. So that we call as what? Homogeneous mixture. So if you take the solution is a homogeneous mixture. A solution is homogeneous mixture and not it is an heterogeneous mixture. It is an homogeneous mixture. Why? Because at the time when I told that the mixtures are mainly having an identity is the formation of these types of mixture. Under that, in the solution, what is difference in this? The solution means here the one of the component is dissolved in the another component. Here the one of the component will dissolve. So if you take this homogeneous mixture, here the sugar is a one of the component dissolved in the water. So hence where the composition and its properties are same throughout, means uniform throughout. So that we call as what? Homogeneous mixture. So then we come to know that a solution is a homogeneous mixture. A solution is a homogeneous mixture. Got it? Is a homogeneous mixture. It is a homogeneous mixture. Just now we discussed homogeneous mixture means here what happened? Here it is composition and its properties are same throughout or uniform throughout. Yes. The solution is a homogeneous mixture. So same example shall we take now? So if you take this, the homogeneous mixture. So here water, and a beaker is filled with water, and I'm taking the water, and I'm going to add a little bit of sugar or a salt for this. A spoonful of sugar or a salt I'm going to add inside this beaker, where the beaker is filled with water. So what happened? So here the sugar is fully dissolved in this water. Here the sugar is fully dissolved in this water, forming a homogeneous mixture. So here, as I told that mixture is nothing but what? A material made up of two or more components. A material made up of two or more components we call mixture. Under that we are discussing homogeneous mixture, that is solution. So in this, what about the component? Hence here there are two components, that is one is in water and then another one is sugar. The one component is water and another component is sugar. So if you take here the component which present in larger quantity, here the component that present in larger quantity, we call it is a solvent. Means its proportion is more. Its proportion is more. It's large quantity. Means large quantity. Here the water, hence a beaker is filled with water. Here it is one of the component. So here a component here in this beaker, the water is one of the component. It is what? What about its quantity? It's more. The quantity is more. For example, I am taking 1 liter of water here. I am taking 1 liter of water. I am adding one spoonful of sugar to this beaker. So here the larger the water having a larger proportion. The quantity of water is more. So that component Here the presence of larger quantity, the component that present in larger quantity, that we call a solvent. And for this I am adding only 1 spoon of sugar inside this beaker. I am adding only 1 spoon of what? Sugar to this beaker containing the component water, which is a larger quantity, we call this as solvent. I am adding only a spoonful of sugar to inside this beaker. So this sugar means what? What about its quantity? The quantity is what? Only 1 spoon. 1 spoon of sugar means where its quantity is very a small quantity. Small quantity. A small quantity. A small quantity. So that small quantity, the component which present at where its proportion, now where its proportion is a very small. So that we call a solute. We call it as what? Solute. We call it as solute. Got it? So we come to know that what is a solvent and what is a solute. So if in the mixture it is I am taking a homogeneous mixture, a component which present at a larger quantity, we call it as a solvent. In a homogeneous mixture where a component present in a smaller quantity or a smaller proportion, we call it as a solute. Solute at smaller quantity we call it as a solute. At a larger proportion or the larger quantity we call it as a solvent. So here I am taking only two components. Here I am taking only two components, that is what? Water and sugar. Means the water, the presence of water is larger quantity, we call it as a solvent. Here a sugar, it is in smaller quantity, we call it as a solute. So hence I am taking only a two component, that is what? The solvent and the solute. The solvent and the solute. So we called where it comprises, where a solution, where the solution it contain only two components, we called a binary solution. We called a binary solution. Binary solution means what? A binary solution means where a solution contain only a two component. That is what? A solute of the solvent. Yes, the major, that is solute at the where the larger or the major quantity, the presence we call it as a solvent, and smaller quantity, the proportion is very small, we call it as a solute. So where a mixture or a solution comprises only a two component, only a two. So that we call as what? What type of solution we call? Binary solution. We call binary solution. So in the binary solution, we come to know the components. The components, we also call the components, the another name of the components, we also call it as a pure substances. The another name of the component is what? A pure substances. The components are pure substances, the both are same. Components are pure substances, the both are same. So in the components of the pure substances, where it comprises only two, the components that is comprises only two components. It is 1 and 2. It is a solute or solute and solvent. Only two components or pure substances. So that we call as what? Binary solution. Binary solution. So these are all the terms, they are very, very important. So first we have to know that how the mixture will come, how the mixture will form, how the solution, so the identity is like that. So under the solution, we come to know what are binary solution. Binary solution are the solution contain only two components. So if you come to this components of the pure substances, the components, and so I am taking only two components. The components, it may be a liquid. The states or the phases, it may be a liquid, it may be a solid, solids, liquids or gases. The components may be, it may be a solid, it may be a liquid or it may be a gases. So these are all the phases of the components. We state it where the components are, whether it is in liquid state, whether it is in solid state, whether it is in gaseous states. Yes, the component. Got it? So, so we come to know that how the solution is formed. Under that, so what the thing, how the pure, how the binary solution are formed. So in the binary solution, only two component. The components, it may be whether it is in the liquid phase or it is in the solid phase or in the gaseous phase, means state. So if you come to know that based on these components, the component comprises like this states. Hence there are types of solutions are there. If you come across here, if you take this, here we come to know that is binary solution. Based on these components, the component may be a liquid, it may be a solid, it may be a gaseous. So based on this, again this solutions are classified. Again these solutions are classified and are called as a types of solutions are there. Types of solution. So once again I am repeating this concept. If you take the solution, so if any material it is made up of two or more components, we call it as a mixture based on the physical properties. So based on this physical properties, there are identities, they are classified like this. The formation of what is their comprises, where the components or comprises to the formation of suspensions, colloids, solutions and alloys. Yes, if you take the solution, what is the thing? Means we are dealing with the chapter solution, hence we are concentrating this concept. So this, if you take the solution, in the solution what happened? The one of the component that dissolved in the given components. So that is what? That is solution. So if you take the solution there are two types, the homogeneous and heterogeneous. In the homogeneous, where it is where the components, if you take the homogeneous mixture, where there is composition and the properties are uniform throughout. But if you take the heterogeneous, there will be a change. The composition and properties are change. It's not uniform throughout. It will be a change. But if you take the solution is a homogeneous mixture. The solution is homogeneous mixture. So if you take this homogeneous mixture, here what happens, if you take this in this solution is homogeneous mixture, if you take this water inside a beaker and I'm adding a spoonful of sugar to this, so here the component which present in a larger quantity, we call it as a solvent. Component which present in a smaller quantity, we call it as a solute. A solution which made up of only a two component, a solution which made up of only two components, so that we call as what? Binary solution. That we call as what? Binary solution. So in the binary solution, we also call the components, the another name of the components is what? Pure substances. Is what? Pure substances. Both are same, the component or the pure substances both are same. So if you take the components, that components means, for example, that solute and the solvent, where the phase or the state, it may be a liquid state, it may be a solid phase and it may be a gaseous state. Yes. So based on this, hence there are different types of solution is there, and it is very, very important, types of solution. So based on that, again the solution are classified. There are 9 types of solution are there. 9 types of solution. So now let us discuss each one by the types of solution one by one. Got it? So here these types are mainly based on what? Mainly based on the phases. The phases or the states of the components in a solution, in a binary solution. So in this chapter, the chapter mainly discusses or deals with the solution that is what only a binary solution. This chapter mainly deals with that is only what only on the binary solutions. Yes, that is very very important. Hence I am writing here in this side the binary solution. Binary solution. When it is made up of only two components. That one, the larger quantity, the present, where the component present in larger quantity we call it as a solvent, where the component present in a smaller quantity we call it as a solvent. Yes, now we get into further types of solution. Types of solution. Types of solution. Solutions. So under that, what about the solute? What about the solvent? And its common examples. And its common examples. Common examples. So we make a chart so it is easy to easy for you. Solutions. Common examples. Yes. So come to the types of solution. Whatever the solute, whatever the solvent, and its examples. So here binary solution. Yes, binary solution. So we come to this, the types of solution. So if you take these types of solution, so first I am dealing with a gaseous solution. Gaseous solution. So if you take the gaseous solutions, so what about the solute and the solvent? What about the solute and the solvent? If you take the gaseous solution, so if you take the solvent, means in the types of solution, gaseous solution means a larger proportion is what? Larger proportion we call solvent. And some dealing with the gaseous solution means, so here the components of gases are more. So hence the solvent is gas. The solvent is gas. Right? Gas. Gas. So what about the solute? So if you take the solute is gas, a little bit of solute, I am going to add this gas, solvent. So now I am going to add a liquid to this solvent gas. Next I am going to add a solvent to this gas. Got it? So now hence I am dealing with the one of the types of the solution. Under that the types of the solution there are 7. So when 9. So then come to the gaseous solution where the solute is gas, where the solvent is gas. Please keep in mind, a solvent means what? Where its proportion or its quantity is more. Jasti irutte. Adradu presence enagirutte jasti irutte. So that the presence of gas is more. So that type of solution we call it gaseous solution. So the solvent is gas, where the solute is liquid. Where the solvent is gas, where the solute is solvent. So now we have to give one example that will make easy for you to understand, a better understanding of this concept. So now the solute and the solvent both are gases. We commonly call this a gaseous solution. Under that, gas in a gas. We call gas in a gas. Gas is a solvent. Another gas I am going to add, that is solute. Gas in a gas. A mixture of oxygen gas and nitrogen gas. Yes. So hence it is one of the solvent, nitrogen. Here I am adding an oxygen. So a mixture of oxygen gas and nitrogen gas. Mixture. Where the nitrogen proportion is more, where the oxygen proportion is less. Got it? So the next come to the solute and the solvent. Where the solvent is gas. Liquid in gas. Liquid in gas. It is one of the type under the gaseous solution. That is what? Liquid in gas. The liquid in gas. Liquid in gas means we have to give an example to understand this concept, right? So first, the mixture of oxygen gas and nitrogen, one of the example of this first type. And come to the second where liquid in gas. Liquid in gas. That is chloroform mixed with nitrogen gas. These examples are very, very important. Please, this chart is very has for 1 marks. Very, very important concept. A chloroform mixed with nitrogen gas. So here gas, this nitrogen gas is solvent. Here the chloroform is a liquid. So a liquid in gas. Liquid in gas means a liquid in gas. It is one of under the gaseous solution. So then next come to the solid gas. Solid in gas. So if you come to the solid in gas, I think that you already know that camphor, right? Yes. The camphor is present in where? The camphor that present in where it is present in nitrogen gas. That is one of the example for solid in gas. That is an example for what? Solid in gas. Yes. Camphor in nitrogen gas. Camphor in nitrogen gas. So look here once again. So very important concept. So if you take the types of solution, under the type of solution, instead of dealing with the gaseous solution, in gaseous solution we come to know that the two components, instead of dealing with the binary solution, only two components, one is larger proportion, one is a smaller proportion. So hence we are taking this larger proportion, that is solvent, here the gaseous, so gas is the solvent. So in the exam, how they will ask a question for you? Write an example for a types of solution that liquid in a gas or solid in a gas. Solid in gas. Please, once while you are answering that question, please you check it. Don't get confused. They are asking solid in gas, liquid in gas means the presence of liquid in gas, the presence of solid in gas. Means example for solid in gas means you have to write the camphor in nitrogen gas. If they ask a liquid in gas, a chloroform mixed with nitrogen gas. If you take the gas and gas, a mixture of oxygen gas and nitrogen gas. Got it? So these three types of solutions, that is gas in a gas, gas in a liquid in a gas, solid in a gas. Please be listen once again. Three types under the gaseous solution, that is gas in a gas, liquid in a gas, then solid in a gas. Gas in a gas, liquid in a gas, solid in a gas, and their common example. Please give one example for each type of this solution. Got it? So the next get enter for the liquid solutions. Liquid solutions. Liquid solutions. If you take the liquid solution, so what about the solvent? The solvent is more, right? So the liquid solution, the solvent is always liquid. The solvent is always liquid where the proportionality or its quantity is more, means which phase? Liquid phase. The phase is liquid or the state is always liquid. The solvent. Then come to its solute. That is solute. If you take gas, a liquid, and lastly the solid. Yes. So if you take under the liquid solution, under a liquid solution, so what happened? Again there are three. That is gas in a liquid, liquid in a liquid, solid in liquid. Got it? Means gas is a smaller proportion. This smaller proportion present in a larger proportion because it is solvent. So gas in liquid, gas in liquid, liquid in liquid, solid in liquid. So we have to write, come to know that along with one example for this each types of this solution. So you take first example for this type of solution, that is gas in liquid. The presence of gas in liquid means what? Here the liquid is solvent, the gas is solute. Means where the gas is, the presence of gas is a smaller proportion, a smaller quantity, where the liquid is a larger quantity. Why? Because it is a solvent. It is a solvent. An example for gas in a liquid, oxygen. Oxygen. Oxygen means what? Oxygen present in where? Water. Means we are taking water. Yes. Here the oxygen is a gas or oxygen dissolved, or we can write oxygen dissolved in water, or present means write dissolved. Oxygen dissolved in water. Here the oxygen is a solute, where the water is a solvent, a larger proportion is a liquid, the liquid state. Got it? So the next come to the liquid in liquid. Liquid in liquid. Example, that is what? Ethanol, and of an alcohol, we also call this an ethyl alcohol. Ethanol dissolved in water. Oxygen dissolved or oxygen present, without saying. Here ethanol dissolved in water. Here the ethanol is also liquid. Here the water is also liquid, but the water is solvent. Here the ethanol is solute. Ethanol is solute. Then come to the last thing, that is solid in solvent. Means solid in liquid. Here the solid is a solute. Here the solvent, here is a liquid. Means where the proportion or the quantity of the liquid is more. We come to the solid, where the proportionality of the solid is less. Why? Because it is the solute. Got it? So they will ask solid in liquid. Solid in liquid. Solid in liquid. A glucose dissolved in water. A glucose dissolved in water. So here the glucose is a solid that dissolved in water. Formation of a type of solution we call liquid solution. So these are the liquid solution. That is what? Gas in a liquid, liquid in a liquid, then solid in a liquid. Example for gas in a liquid. Gas in a liquid is what? Oxygen dissolved in water. If you take liquid in a liquid, example for liquid in a liquid, ethanol dissolved in water. Then next, under the liquid solution, the last one, that is what? Solid in liquid. Solid in liquid. Example for this type of solution, solid in liquid, that is what? A glucose dissolved in water. Here the glucose is a solute, where a water is a solvent. Got it? So this is about a 6 type. and under this types of solution. So we deal, just now we deal with three, that is what? That is under the liquid solution, gas in liquid, liquid in liquid, solid in liquid. So the now come to the last, that is what? Solid solution. Solid solutions. So saying, if you take the solid solution means here the larger proportion, the quantity that presents, that is what? Solid. Solid. All are solid. Solid. So if take, say, the gas in a solid, that is second one, liquid in a solid, then lastly solid in a solid. Lastly solid in a solid. Solid in a solid. Yes. So this is three important under the solid solutions. So now we come to know that the example for this gas in a solid means the presence of gas in solid phase. So it is one of the type under solid solution. Solid solution. Gas in solid means what? A solution of what? Hydrogen. A solution of hydrogen in palladium. A solution of hydrogen gas in palladium is an example for this type of solution, that is gas in solid. Gas in solid. Where the solid is solvent, where the gas here solid. So the next, come to the next type, liquid in solid. Liquid in solid. Where the liquid is solid, where the solvent is solvent. Solvent is in presence a larger quantity, where the solute, where its presence is a smaller quantity. So liquid in solid, where the presence of liquid in solid means what? We have to know, come to know with one example. We have to write with one example for this. That is what? Amalgam of mercury in sodium. So amalgam of mercury in sodium is an example for one of the solution, that is liquid in solid. That is what? Liquid in solid. Example for this amalgam of mercury in sodium. In sodium. So the next come to the last under the type of solid solution, that is solid in solid. Solid in solid. Where the solute is also solid, where the solvent is also solid. Both are solid. Means example for this, a copper dissolved in gold. A copper dissolved in gold. So this is the last example and the last type under the solid solution, that is solid in solid. Here we come across that the copper is also solid. Here the gold is also solid. Here a dissolved copper is present in the gold. Means a copper dissolved in gold. Yes. Both are what? Both are which state? Both are solid state. But here what happened? This copper is dissolved in gold. So this is a very important types of solution. So once again I am repeating this types of solution. Why? Because this is a very important. They will ask for your 1 mark question. They will ask like give an example for a gas in a solid or a liquid in a solid, solid in a solid, like that they will ask. But don't get confused. Most of the students are get confused in solid in gas and gas in solid. Most of them are get confused these two concepts. That is what? Solid in gas. Please, while writing the example, please once you analyze the question 2 or 3 times, then you answer that particular question. So what the question? Give an example for a type of a solution. Which type of solution they are asked? Solid in gas. Solid in gas. Solid in gas is what? Camphor in nitrogen gas. That is right. But most of the students wrote like this. How they are wrote? Solution of hydrogen gas in palladium. Means here the palladium is a solid. How can it is? It's wrong. It's wrong. So if they are asked the question, gas in solid, a solution of hydrogen in palladium is right. If they are asked the question, solid in gas, the camphor in nitrogen gas, is right. Got it? So once again we recall this concept once again. So come to the types of solution. So in this types of solution, the first thing we come to this, mainly this types of solution in this chapter mainly deals with only a binary solution. Binary solution deals with where the solution comprises of only two components, that is solute and the solvent, means consists of only two, that is solute and the solvent. Here the solute and the solvent, it may where the components are, whether they are liquid, whether they are solid, whether they are gaseous phase or the state. So based on that they are classified, means the types of solution. So under that the types of solution, if you take the first thing, that is a gaseous solution. So in the gaseous solution, they are again solvent and the solute, the type under the gaseous solution. Gas in gas, example for gas in gas, a mixture of oxygen and nitrogen gas. Next, a liquid in gas, means a chloroform mixed with nitrogen gas. Lastly, a solid in gas, please you check it, solid in gas means solid is a solute where its presence is a lesser or a smaller quantity. That solid in gas means where the presence of gas is a larger quantity, means a larger proportion, means a gas is a solvent. So solid in gas. Example for solid in gas is what? Camphor in nitrogen gas. Yes. So now take next under the types of solution, that is what? Liquid solutions. So in this liquid solution again they are classified. So how? So gas in liquid means a liquid is a solvent, a gas is a solute, a lesser proportion. A gas in liquid. That is what? Dissolved in water. Next, come to the liquid in liquid. Means ethanol dissolved in water. Then under that, in the liquid solution, solid in liquid means the presence of solid. Where it present? In liquid. Solid in liquid. Here a solid is solute, liquid is solvent. Liquid, the presence of liquid is larger quantity. The presence of the component is more. Where you take the solid is less. So whatever it means, a spoonful of glucose in a beaker full of water. Here the beaker consists of water, is a liquid, is a solvent. When you are adding a glucose is a solid, so that it is a solute, a smaller proportion. So example for this, that is a glucose dissolved in water. Then come to the another types of solution, that is solid solution. That is what? Solid solution. So in this solid solution, again there are three, that is gas in solid, liquid in solid, then solid in solid. So if you take the first one, gas in solid. So gas in solid means the presence of a solution of hydrogen. Hydrogen is nothing but what? It's a gas. In solid means a solution of hydrogen gas in palladium. Solution of hydrogen gas in palladium. Then come to the another type of that is in under the solid solution, that is what? Liquid in solid. Liquid in solid. Liquid in solid. Liquid in solid. Example for this liquid in solid, that is amalgam of mercury in sodium. Amalgam of mercury. Here the sodium is solid. Amalgam of mercury is in semi-solid liquid state. It is in the liquid state. So amalgam of mercury in sodium. Amalgam of mercury in sodium. The last one, under the solid solution, that is solid in solid. Solid where the solute and the solvent both are solid state. Both are in solid state. So here what happened? Here the both are, where the solute and the solvent both are what? Solid and solid. Here the copper dissolved in gold. The copper dissolved in gold is one of the example for what? Solid in solid under the type of solid solution. Under the type of what? Solid solution. So make a list, children. This is a very important concept. So why I am stressing this topic once again means it is very important. If you understand this concept, so that will make easy to understand what are all the concepts you are going to deal in this chapter. It make easy for you. For that I am telling once again for this concept. So please make a note of this. Practice it for writing it 2 or 3 times. Practice it. It make easy for you to understand this concept. But don't get confused. If they ask a question like write an example for solid in liquid, write an example for liquid in liquid, write an example for gas in a liquid. So I'm going to ask a question. Write an example for a type of a solution, that is what? Solid in liquid. Solid in liquid. So solid in liquid means what? Where it comes? Solid in liquid here. Solid in liquid means what? A glucose dissolved in water. Glucose dissolved in water. Another example. Give an example for a type of a solution, that is what? Gas in a liquid. Gas in a liquid. Gas in a liquid means gas in a liquid is, that is what? Gas in a liquid. Oxygen dissolved in water. Oxygen dissolved in water. Last one, last example I am giving. Make sure that make it understand this concept. So I am asking the example for this, and also I am answering for the question also. So that is give an example for a type of solution, that is what? Solid in a gas. Solid in a gas. Example for solid in a gas is what? Solid in a gas means where the gas is larger proportion, act as a solvent. Where the solid is a lesser proportion, act as a solute. Means solid in gas. Solid in gas. The example for this solid in gas is camphor, that in nitrogen gas. Camphor in nitrogen gas. So got it? So this is about types of solution. So this is 9 types of solution, that is that gas in gas, liquid in gas, solid in gas, gas in liquid, liquid in liquid, solid in liquid, gas in solid, liquid in solid, solid in solid. This is about types of solution. So based on the component, they are classified. Whether the component it may be a liquid or a solid or a gas, they are classified. Means the types of this solution. Now we come to know that the types of solution, students. So now we are dealing with a very important concept. Please keep in mind this chapter is very important. So now the composition of the solution. If you take the composition of the solution, So elsewhere expressed in the form of concentration. Elsewhere expressed in the form of concentration. So if you take the solution, if you take any solution, so whether it is in dilute or whether it is a concentrated, it's very difficult to find out whether the solution is dilute or whether the solution is concentrated. But it is very easy to find out how to find this, whether if you take a solution, if you in the solution, if the solution is dilute means what? Here, what about its quantity, what about its quality? Based on these two, they are based, the quality and the quantity. So if you take the solution, if the solution is dilute means, what about its proportion? Means what about the proportion of the solute? What about the proportion of the solvent? In the solution, whether the solution is dilute means where solute is less, where the solute concentration is very less, where the solvent concentration is more, right? Yes, where the solvent is more, means it's dilute. So if you take its concentration, concentrate, where if you take any solution is concentrate means what? What about its solute? What about the quantity? What about the quantity? The quantity is what? Is the quality or the quantity is what? Is the solute is more, where the solvent is less. The solvent is less. So we come to know that the solution is dilute or the concentrate. Here the solute where this concentration is less. In the solvent the concentration is more. We come across that it is a dilute solution. If it is a concentrate, concentrated solution means where the solute concentration is more compared to the solvent. On that basis we come to know that where the solution is, the concentration is more or not. To find out the concentration of the solution, whether how much the quantity is present, how much the presence of what, the solute or the solvent, how much the quantity is present. So here we are dealing with the quantity to express the concentration of the solution quantitatively. Finally, we find out the concentration of the solution or to express the concentration of the solution quantitatively. So there are so many types are there to find out the concentration of the solution. To find out the concentration, how much the given solution is concentrated. So how to find out? There are so many types are there, or the ways are to express, different ways are there to express the concentration of the solution. Here the concentration, here the solution, the concentration of the solution, the concentration of the solutions, how to express. Here the concentration of the solution are quantitatively expressed. We are quantitatively expressed. There are so many ways are there to express the concentration of the solution. So how many ways are there? Then how to find out the concentration of the given solution? Whether how much it is having a solute, how much of a solvent is present in it, how many grams are dissolved in it. So for that we have to know, or there are so many ways are there to express or to ways to express the concentration of the solution. So then what are all those? So we can express the concentration of the solution in so many ways. First one, in the form of molarity. Second one, molality. Third one, normality. Fourth one, mole fraction. Fifth one, volume percentage. Sixth one, mass percentage. And lastly, parts per million. We call it commonly called ppm. Parts per million. Parts per million. So this is a way to express the concentration of the solution. These are the way to express the concentration of the solution. So what are all that ways? That is molarity. Second one, molality. Third one, normality. Fourth one, mole fraction. Fifth one, volume percentage. Sixth one, mass percentage. And lastly, parts per million. Parts per million. So these are all the ways to express the concentration of the solution. So if you understand this concept, before to understanding the each ways, first we have to know some basic concept. First we have some idea related to this concept. Means a basic concept. It is there in your first year chapter, right? First year, the first chapter, the basic concept of the chemistry, right? So all that you already discussed about this concept, that is molarity, molality, mole fraction, that is normality. All these four you already discussed in the first chapter. First chapter. But now once again we recall this concentration, how we express. But before that we have an idea related to this. That is a relationship. If you understand this basic, that make sure that is become very easy for you. That is easy for you. So the first, what are the basic you have to keep in your mind before dealing this ways of concentration. How to, means before to understand this each ways of concentration, expressing the solution to ways of concentration, first we have to know some basic knowledge. So if you come to know this under the concentration, how to find out the molarity, normality, all those are the ways to express the concentration of the solution quantitatively. So what we have to do, since we have some basic knowledge to deal these things. So first we have to know that the molecular mass. I know that you are so familiar with the molecular mass, how to find out the molecular mass, right? Yes. So how to find out the molecular mass? So if you take an example, urea, having the composition of urea, NH2, CO, NH2, CO, NH2. So how to find out the molecular mass of this particular compound, that is, we call it as an urea composition NH2, CO, NH2. So now how to find out this? Once again I am writing this composition here, NH2, CO, NH2. So N means what? Nitrogen. N means what? Nitrogen. So the nitrogen having the mass number. So here how many molecules are there here? 1. 1 into. So what about the mass number of this nitrogen is? Nitrogen is how much? Nitrogen is 40. Nitrogen is 40. Plus. So if you take the second thing, that is hydrogen. So the hydrogen, how many? 2 molecules. Into hydrogen, here the mass number is 1. Plus. So what about the carbon? How many molecules are present here? 1 into carbon. What about its molecular, the mass number of this carbon is 12. Then write next, that is oxygen. Oxygen is how much? How many molecules are there? 1 into oxygen, mass number is 16. The same NH2, same as it is, that is what? Plus 1 into 14 plus 1 into 2. 1 into 2. So when you Added this, you get 60. 60. Then what about the molecular mass of urea? Totally you get 60. The molecular mass means why are dealing this molecular mass now? So these things are very important before dealing this all concepts. Got it? So these are all the basic. Once again we recalling this, the how to find out the molecular mass. If you give a compound, how to find out it. Got it? First you have to know the mass number of this component and how many molecules are present. Multiply that and add to this another element present in it. Got it? So finally we get 60. So what about the molecular mass of urea? The molecular mass of urea is 60. Got it? So this is the first basic we have to keep in mind. So the next basic thing you have to keep in mind, the second thing that is very very important, how to find out a number of moles. How to find out the number of moles. So how to find out the number of moles? If you are taking a solution means there is a presence of what? So if you take the second basic, how to find out a number of moles. So the number of moles is equal to what? A given mass divided by molecular mass. So these are the second basic concept you have to keep in mind. How to find out a number of moles? A number of moles is equal to what? A number of moles is equal to a given mass divided by molecular mass. Given mass divided by molecular mass. So how to represent easy way? So here, if you take a number of moles is equal to given mass by molecular mass. So given mass means what? Mass means what? Weight. Hence we represent in W. So divided by molecular mass. Molecular mass having started with M. So represent with M. So number of moles is equal to W by M is nothing but given mass by molecular mass. Given mass by molecular mass. For example, if you take a solute and the solvent. So hence I am taking it as an A and it is a B part. This is A and this is a B. So the number of moles of solvent. Number of moles of solvent, how to write? WA by MA. How to find out the number of moles of solute? So WB by MB. So these are the formula to mainly use to find out a number of moles. So simply I am taking a solvent is, I have to imagine the I am taking it solvent is A or solute is B. So your choice whether you interchange it as an A and B, but I am taking here it is a solvent is A and solute is B. A solvent is a larger proportion, I am taking here A and solute is B. So a common equation to find out a number of moles is equal to a given mass by molecular mass. So here the given mass is represented in W and molecular mass by M. So by using this, let me solve an example. So here a 4 gram of caustic soda. A 4 gram of what? A 4 gram of caustic soda. A 4 gram of caustic soda. Here the caustic soda is nothing but NaOH. Here the caustic soda is nothing but what? Sodium hydroxide. Example, I am taking one example to understand this concept. So 4 gram of caustic soda means caustic soda means nothing but the sodium hydroxide. Caustic soda is nothing but what? Sodium hydroxide. So what about the given mass? The given mass is 4. So now we have to find out the molecular mass of NaOH, this caustic soda. Right here once again NaOH. So now we have to find out the molecular mass for this NaOH. Na means nothing but the sodium. How many molecules of sodium is present here? 1. 1 into, what about the mass number of sodium? The mass number of sodium is 23. 23 plus oxygen, how many molecules? Only 1 into, what is the molecular mass of, the mass number of oxygen is 16. So plus, how many hydrogen is present? 1. What about its mass number? 1. So 23 plus 16 plus 1. So how much you get? 23 plus 70. How much? 7 plus 3? 40. So 40 is the molecular mass of caustic soda. Nothing but the sodium hydroxide. Now you find out now 4 gram of caustic soda. 4 gram of caustic soda. You have to find out a number of moles. Now you write this equation. Number of moles is equal to a given mass by divided by molecular mass. Molecular mass. So here number of moles is equal to the given mass. Given mass is how much? 4. 4 gram divided by, what about the molecular mass? The caustic soda, the molecular mass is 40. Right, 40. 40. So how, what it will become? 4 tens. 1 by 10. 1 by 10. So hence we can also write this 1 by 10 in the form of what? 0. What? 1. 0.1 moles. 0.1 moles. 0.1 moles. Got it? 0.1 moles. So here how we can easily find out the moles. Got it? So this basic thing you have to keep in your mind before dealing this, the concentration, the base of concentration. That is what? That is main thing is how to find out the molecular mass, then how to find out the number of moles. Number of moles, molecular mass. Both are important. First we come to know how to find the first basic is first to find out how to find out the molecular mass. The second thing is how to find out the number of moles. We know that how to find out the molecular mass. We find out the molecular mass if you know the mass number, the mass number of the element. Mass number of the element and how many more molecules are present in it. You multiply that one, you can easily find out the molecular mass. Then how to find out the number of moles? The number of moles having an equation is equal to given mass by molecular mass. Given mass by molecular mass is an equation. So given mass is represented by W by M is molecular mass. So for example, I am taking one example, a 4 gram of caustic soda. 4 gram of what? A 4 gram of caustic soda. Here I am taking a 4 gram, means a given mass. They are already given. The mass is how much? 4. Means 4, a given mass, a 4 gram. So write the 4 here. So now you have to find out the caustic soda is nothing but the sodium hydroxide. You have to find out the molecular mass of this. So write this, put the mass number for each element present in it, and finally we find out how much the molecular mass for NaOH, that is 40. So now apply this for this equation. Number of moles is equal to given mass by molecular mass is equal to, here the given mass is 4, the 4. So what I got its molecular mass is 40. Then we come to know 1 by 10. So we can also write 0.1 moles. 0.1 moles. So this two concept you have to keep in your mind. It is very, very important for dealing this ways of concentration. How to express the concentration of the solution. For that, it is having a interrelationship this the molecular mass and the number of moles. Got it? So now today in this class we discuss a very important concept, that is solution. Under the solution we come to know that how the formation of mixture, how the mixture will form. In the mixture there are when the two or more the material made up of two or more components, formation of so many identities will come to recognize based on the physical properties like suspension, colloids, or solution. Again the solutions are classified like homogeneous in the mixture. If you take the solution, it is one of the part of mixture. In the mixture there are two, it is homogeneous and heterogeneous. In homogeneous where its composition and the properties are uniform throughout. But you take the heterogeneous, there will be what happen? There will be changes. It is not uniform throughout, where the composition and the properties are different. So under that we come to know that the components here in this chapter mainly deals only the binary solution, that is only a two component, that is solute and the solvent. Mainly if you take the solution, in the solution the one of the component are dissolved in another component. Here the binary solution comprises only two, that is what? That is solute and the solvent. Solute and the solvent, two components, made up of only two components. Under that we discuss there are types of solution, very important thing. There are 9 types of solution based on the liquid solution. There are 3, and the solid solution 3, and the gaseous solution 3. Then we come to the how to express the concentration of the solution. How we can express the concentration of the solution can be expressed quantitatively. So quantitatively we can express it. So many ways are there to express the concentration of the solution. So these are all the ways. So before dealing this ways, first we have to know some idea. Based on the basic idea we have to know that is how to find out the molecular mass, then how to find out the number of moles. So this is one example to understand this concept. In the next session we will move down to this ways of the concentration of the solution, how to express this the concentration of the solution. Okay, thank you students.